chimney, chimney. None of the presents under the tree was for me. A foster kid within his own family. It sounds fucked up, but nigga, that's me. I hated how my mama just took off. I guess she was mad the way that she got shook off from bed. Grandma did the best she could. Yes, man, but I still did it hand to hand. I still sold packs and grams. And I still lived off the land, trying to stack some grams. And I still try to be something that I'm not. The other dude right there, you know the next man. Why not the best man? Let me know. It's like a test, man. Yes, it is. I'm just asking before I die. Can somebody tell me who I am? Goddamn. Is my pops Paul or Sam? Or the cat that be picking up cans? Or that dude that you used to fight? I seen the Bell Mob. That nigga in Clinton. Am I from Harlem or Brooklyn? I don't know. Street Valley or Charleston? I don't know. A few cats have been where I've been, so I know y'all understand where I'm at with it. Anybody that ever been through anything in their life? Just vibe with me. It's all a struggle. You can overcome anything. Persistence overcomes resistance in every aspect of life. Rock with me, understand. Now I'm in the scheme of things. The Benz, the Bentley, Coops, the Beam of things. The Coke, the Dope, the Triple Beam and things. I'm getting money. You know the dream of things. Man, I thought I was a shit, had a Benz, but I lived in my neighbor's basement.
Here's the question.
How can a young nigga be so old? How can a hot nigga be so cold? How can an old nigga be so dumb? How can a smart nigga be so dumb? How can a cool nigga be such a nerd? With no wings, how can I be a bird? How come getting what I deserve is so unheard and so absurd? Why am I still here? So many niggas is gone that was born my year. Writing this around my hand to shed a tear, cause I've been waiting so long to say this shit here. Yeah. I know where I'm at. That's just how it was. I smile now, but the smile stops crying. Yeah. Yeah. Too big. Yeah. Yeah.
This is not the America that you knew. This is the new world order. Make no mistake about it. You're going to deal with military mind games like you ain't never seen before. You're going to see shit that you ain't never seen before. You got to stay focused to see through the bullshit. Don't let these people lead you like a dog on a leash. You are not a horse.
These niggas is dumb, they ain't done enough. We got pieces that hit, we gon' run it up. Stay with 245s and they double tuck. Keep them outside of the window, we bundled up. Got the bundle stuff, nigga stuffed up. So far up, I can cough it up. I opt out, make them cough it up. Go to the view and shoot the coffin up. These niggas is dumb, they ain't done enough. We got pieces that hit, we gon' run it up. Stay with 245s and they double tuck. Keep them outside of the window, we bundled up. Got the bundle stuff, nigga stuffed up. So far up, I can cough it up. I opt out, make them cough it up. Go to the view and shoot the coffin up. Shit. You gotta love it. Love it. The world is full of niggas scoring, balling on a budget. But fuck it. Shit. And am I still banging or not? I will just not discuss it. Discuss it. Shit. Cause this is not for the public. And my destiny's written $1 million, been much on a budget. Before I leave my house, I wipe down my 9 and I tuck it. Stay on guard from all this fuck shit. I live what I spit out the trust that you niggas is busters. Shit. On 183rd, where you find me at? I'm blocked when niggas get burned. From a culture that's based on no facts. So if we say it's facts, we still say it's probably that. For my cars and they bitch, when I go to their crib, I'm like, nigga, where's those Ferraris at? 90% this shit probably cap. 100% this shit only rap. Entertainment. Do not put so much responsibility on entertainers. As for me, I just stay in my lane. Nigga super gang banging, chain swinging, big ding ding hanging. Fuck the words that he's saying. They just following the cadence. I am not for the complaining. It takes too much energy. I need my energy. Calm back and all these frenemies. And niggas that won't see the end of me. What's a sin for them is not a sin for me. So go when I show them no sympathy. Until they show each other sympathy. Niggas empty but ain't nothing empty in me. These niggas is dumb, they ain't done enough. We got pieces that hit, we gon' run it up. Stay with 245s and they double tuck. Keep them outside of the window, we bundled up. Got the bundle stuff, nigga stuffed up. So far up, I can cough it up. I opt out, nigga cough it up. Go to the view and shoot the coffin up. These niggas is dumb, they ain't done enough. We got pieces that hit, we gon' run it up. Stay with 245s and they double tuck. Keep them outside of the window, we bundled up. Got the bundle stuff, nigga stuffed up. So far up, I can cough it up. I opt out, nigga cough it up. Go to the view and shoot the coffin up. Why niggas spending all their money living in the dark? In the dark. I'm living in the days of Noah, I'm just building arcs. Water coming, water rising. Is it a shortage or is it climbing? Is it a comet or niggas wildin'? Or secret societies mixed with timing? Either way, I stay on topic. I can't worry about shit if I can't stop it. I'm just waiting on death, I was born a hostage. Surrounded by niggas born in a project. With their mama emotion and lacking logic. On the shit that I know what they lack in college. And degrees that they giving is pathologic. I just fly in the sky like I'm half a object. Shit. It's really real, I really feel like that. I ain't gotta be gay just to feel like that. I ain't gotta slay things and go kill a cat. I can rebuild the world and then fill it back. Niggas locked in the cage, I ain't here for that. With a minimum wage, I can't deal with scrap. How these rappers get paid, I can't build with scrap. Ain't calm building cities, I'm just super bitty. Came from hats for Leos and Billies. No response from my city. Niggas hate me, bitches plotting to get me. Hearing Glock sounds with the top down. Niggas talk shit when I'm not around. Homie, don't play that cause I'm not a clown. I always stay up cause I'm never down. These niggas is dumb, they ain't done enough. We got pieces that head, we gon' run it up. Stay with 245s and they double, so keep them outside of the window, we bundled up. Got the bundles up, nigga stuffed up. So far up, I can cough it up. I opt down, they gon' cough it up. Go to the view and shoot the coffin up. These niggas is dumb, they ain't done enough. We got pieces that hate, we gon' run it up. Stay with 245s and they double, so keep them outside of the window, they bundled up. Got the bundles up, nigga stuffed up. So far up, I can cough it up. I opt down, they gon' cough it up. Go to the view and shoot the coffin up.
Brave. More like the land of the thief, the home of the slave. 2 million people go missing every year. Where they disappearing to?
Y'all already know the rules. When you come in my house, take off your shoes and super violate that like button. It don't cost nothing for you to hit that like button. Shall we begin? Shall we begin? Before I get into my topic, let's get into one of the topics that I want to talk about. Just in case y'all missed it. Where this clown at? Here this clown go. I want y'all to listen carefully, right? Because a lot of us on social media, some of y'all rappers, some of y'all content creators, nevertheless, y'all looking for somebody to support you, to give you a little boost. When I start my live, or sometimes when I end my videos, I am not a rapper. That's not my talent. I wish I knew how to rap. I've never even tried to rap. Never even tried to. This is what I do. Are you not entertained? But I make sure I show love to those who's looking for love, that want to be out there. Now, when I pass the torch to you, the way you dribble on that basketball court is up to you. What you do with it is up to you. But I try to show love to the niggas that surround me. And some of the dudes that I show love to, I met after I got on the internet. I didn't grow up with these people. But nevertheless, I still show love.
Yo, check this out. There's a disease that nobody's talking about. I'm talking about, like,
Listen to him.
one of the worst diseases known to mankind. I don't hear no commentary about it. I don't see no speeches about it. I don't hear doctors giving any lectures about it. I don't hear nothing about it. Yeah. That disease is called entitlement.
Hold
It
up.
creeps up on niggas. Like, you don't...
Entitlement. Listen to how he breaks down entitlement. I hate entitled people too. But listen to what he's saying.
even know that you got the symptoms, you know? Anybody that got entitlement, they probably like don't even realize that they spending so much time looking at other people and running it back to them. Like, for instance, if you like constantly on somebody's page and you saying to yourself, well, why they ain't doing it for me? Why they not shouting me out? Why they not holding me down? Where's my support? What about me? You constantly feel that what another person is doing should always run back to you. It's always about me, 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 me. But the problem with the people that's entitled, they never really factor in what another person may be going through or what another man may be having to do to keep the things that he got going on. You don't understand that man pain. You don't understand that man, you know, what his struggle, what he got to do every single day, because you don't care nothing about that. All you see is me. The thing about entitled niggas, they can't wait to say fuck you, because that's how they felt all along. Because if it's not about them, it ain't about nothing at all.
Says the entitled nigga. That me. That's what you did, Mano. This nigga right here that y'all see, this nigga right here, he was the me nigga. He was the epitome of entitled. Niggas didn't know who he was. He came out and made a song disrespecting every rapper in the rap game so that they could know his name. He bullied his way into the industry. Me. Jump from celebrity to celebrity to celebrity. It's too many celebrities to name them all. But nevertheless, like I said, a person will be in a hospital bed. If you ever seen somebody in a hospital and they shared a post on social media, press 1 in the comment section. Shout out to you, Tia. Thank you for sponsoring this war. Appreciate you, sis, with your beautiful self. Huh? If you ever seen somebody in a hospital bed when they going through the worst, they still find time to be looking at social media and they'll share a post. Now, social media gives you unlimited post. You can post literally 24 hours a day on your Instagram. And some notifications will go out. Some case notifications won't go out. But you got people, because he just gave you the example, right? He not slick. Your Mano, your Jadakiss, your Fat Joe, you're any one of these rappers that have a social media, and I give you an example. 50 Cent has been shouting out so many content creators. He done shouted me out a few times. He done shouted Zip out a few times. He done shouted out 050 China Brim a few times. Yeah, the dirty section that I created. And the niggas that came up under me, he done shouted niggas out. This nigga's almost a billionaire. You got bum-ass Mano that got friends that surround him in them clubs. Guns on their waist, making sure you ain't gonna do nothing to Mano. They going home with a catalog full of music, but Mano won't post them niggas on his social media for free. It costs nothing to post somebody or to share somebody's post on your social media that got your back. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna tell these niggas that they entitled. You entitled. You know why? Because they had to bust they ass to get to where they at. And Mano still ain't where he want to be. And if he take the spotlight and put that spotlight on you, now everybody's looking at you. And you might surpass him. So you got to understand something. It's like rock climbing. A nigga climbs a rock. You climbing a mountain. It took you days to climb that mountain. Now you look down and you see a man, you see your mans. Niggas that's been around you your whole life. You looking down at them. Now you got a rope where you can throw a vine down so they can climb up and make it easier for them, but they won't. They'll hide that rope just in case you make it to the top. They will hide the rope that can save your life just in case you make it to the top. And they call you entitled because you looking for a little bit of help. And that's why in the black community, we ain't gonna never amount to be shit. That is why in the black community, we cannot rise up as a people. All of these rappers got themselves in position and they ain't look back and pulled nobody in. Niggas ain't pulling niggas in. The rap game in the last 50 years of hip hop was small. With the amount of artists or rappers, it was small. You had a handful of rappers in the 50 years of hip hop. You had a handful of rappers in the 50 years. Why? Because niggas don't look back. Most rappers know a rapper that's 10 times better than them. Most rappers know rappers that's 10 times better than them. Now Tesla is talking about the car. Tesla is talking about in their new models of cars taking music out. Where if you want music, you have to they're just going to mix it where that you can stream from your phone. You won't even have no stations in your car no more. Think about it. It's telling you, I've been preaching to y'all since I've been on this internet about the movie Demolition Man. Everything that's happening in the movie Demolition Man is a blueprint to what's going on right now. Everything that happened in the movie Demolition Man. Remember the scene where Sylvester Stallone was talking to the female cop, and they were standing next in the office, and the commercial music came on? The commercial music. And he said, what happened to the radio? And they said that the music was outlawed. Do y'all realize that they're going to use drill music as one of the reasons that music was outlawed? Do y'all realize that? Do y'all realize these platforms, like this one right here, sponsored drill music, gave them checks for dissing the dead? These corporations got life insurance policies for all of those kids in Chicago and New York and all around America that was getting their TV turned off. They was cashing in on life insurance policies on these kids. Did y'all realize that? Do you realize that if you say the people name that owns these corporations, if you mention them, you could get your whole channel shut down just by saying they're responsible for what they're responsible. You can't even call them out. So you have to ask yourself a question. The Jewish community went through what was called the Holocaust. Black people went through what was called slavery. Why black people don't cherish each other the way the Jewish community cherished themselves? If we have the biggest spending power, we got the 8th spending power in the world, why we can't come together like the Jewish community? Why there are groups that's aimed at destroying black people called the KKK? They're not on the government's watch list. They're not on a terrorist list. But there's all types of laws put in place to protect the Jewish community. Why we don't fight for the same things that Jewish people fight for? Why we don't love ourselves as the people the way they love themselves? Why is it a campaign of black people slandering black people all over the world, or rather all over America? You don't see the Jewish community disrespecting the Jewish community. Them people protect themselves. Why we don't protect ourselves? Why we don't love on each other? You got niggas in America and females in America doing tours around America trashing each other. I'm not going to sit up here and be a hypocrite. I got these things I want to say about some of my baby mothers. But that's not none of y'all business. There's things I want to vent, and there's some things. One of my baby mothers just pissed me off this week right here. I want to throw her and the kids in the garbage. Straight up. But the way that we are being portrayed on social media is disturbing. It got me to the point where I don't even like doing celebrity gossip no more. But I still stick to celebrities. You know why? Because those celebrities are a tool, a vessel. I told y'all before, I'm going to tell you again. When Nas said, somehow the rap game remind me of the crack game, That's because the rappers became the drug dealers and they sold you poison through their speakers. I grew up in the era where you was listening to Emma. I mean, we started off with EPMD. The headbangers. What? The headbangers. What? The headbangers. Then it turned around to NWA. And NWA gave birth to so many gangster rappers. Even though before there was NWA, you know what there was? Things going swell. Now I'm locked in the cell, in jail, no bail. It's hard as hell. Mob style. You ever heard of mob style? Murderous, homo, stick up kids. Yeah, before there was NWA, there was mob style. And ever since then, the whole mission was to keep us looking in the wrong direction. That's all the rappers did. That's all they did. These rappers didn't lead you to the promised land. They didn't lead you to the land of milk and honey. Could you imagine if just one of these rappers bought 1,000 acres, bought 1,000 acres and moved 50,000 black people there? Could you imagine if one rapper alone bought 1,000 acres, or 100,000 rather, and took 50,000 people? And if each rapper went out with all the money and the success and the fame, went out and bought that land and built off of that land, do you know we will be a superpower? But they don't. And when I attack these rappers, because I don't want to be in Satan's house, when I attack these rappers because I don't want to live in Satan's house, when I come at these rappers because I don't want to go through the Nori's door, yeah, the Nori's door, the Tekashi door, the Academics door, the Whack 100's door, when I don't want to go through the door, y'all shade me. Because I had to do this on my own. And then y'all bear witness and watch. Last time I went live, we had 22,000 people in attendance. You explain to me how we had 22,000 people watching us. If you was in that live and you seen that we had 22,000 people in the building, press 1 in the comment section. We had 22,000 people watching us while we was live. When I got off that live, they gave me credit for 16,000 views and then stopped the growth of that video. That live did not grow at all after that. Who pumped the brakes? What agency? Was it the CIA or the FBI that's pumping the brakes on my videos? Go study my Instagram. I came on YouTube and I said I'm getting more views on Instagram than I'm getting on YouTube. And that's impossible. And you know what they did? They said this nigga talk too much. They went over to my Instagram and slowed my Instagram down. This week I started trying to post videos on my Rumble. The videos wouldn't upload. I'm trying to get active on my Rumble. The videos wouldn't upload. What's going on here? I'm trying to work my Patreon. The videos, and if you support me, please support my Patreon at patreon.com, Hassan Campbell. Because the reality of it is, if they take this platform right here, we have to have a backup platform where y'all know where to find me at. Independent of these rules. There's nothing worse than building yourself up and building your brand up and then having people behind the scenes going in behind these computers and sabotaging you. There's a reason why they pumping the brakes on my voice. There is a reason why they are pumping the brakes on my voice. We at the end game. When you watch the movie, The Avengers, y'all realize that that movie was for real? But the only difference is we ain't got no Avengers. But Thanos is in his crew of mad scientists is what we fighting? It's us against Fauci. It's us against Bill Gates. It's us against all of them. The people of poverty and pain. You know how disrespectful it is for the people of America to have their food stamps cut off? And that causes the people in America to fight with each other. The people that's not on welfare talking down on the people that is on welfare. Meanwhile, $40 billion just went overseas to Argentina. $40 billion just went over to support some other people. You ever heard that Tamia song? There's a stranger in my house. Took a while to figure out. Hold up. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? We have a new sheriff in town in New York. We have a new mayor. We have a new sheriff in town in New York. And 50 Cent, he warns us. The nigga said, rest in peace to New York. 50 Cent says, rest in peace to New York. Let me set this. Let me let y'all know something right now, right? I do not and will not ever support another politician after Donald Trump. Because fool me once, and I wasn't really fooled, but I put my trust in him. You know how you don't trust nobody, but you say, you know what? I'm going to put my trust in you because you did good the first time, and I like some of your policies. Never again will I ever trust a politician. That's like you trusting a prostitute to have clean sex with you after she had sex with 10,000 niggas. You really think no STDs went through that ass? Huh? Scooby-Dooby-Doo. What's interesting to me, right? What's very interesting to me. Dog Soldier, the Wolf Oath. Blessings to you and yours. Thank you for sponsoring this war, family. Appreciate you. Now, 50 Cent said throughout the years, it's two things that he stay away from. He stays away from politics and he stays away from religion. This mayor, I don't even know how to pronounce the nigga name. I don't know nothing about him. I stopped following these politicians. I know nothing about Zohron or whatever his name is, right? 50 Cent said he stays away from two things: politics and religion. So why did he feel the need? 50, who sent you? I love 50 Cent as an artist, but I don't love nobody enough to wear that I'm not going to question you when it comes to my people. I am the people. We the people. Now all of a sudden, you want to speak on politics? That's very interesting to me. But nevertheless, I want to hear more, 50. When you say rest in peace to New York, what does that mean? Because I need for y'all to understand something. These billionaires, they sit down with 50 Cent. The Illuminati deck of cards Because they got an Illuminati diary, a blueprint of everything that's getting ready to come into existence. And my question is, 50, tell us more, my nigga. Now that you talking and you doing what you said that you would never do, tell us some more. Oh, that's right. You don't want to part with that money. But I guess reading in between the lines, 50 told us enough, right? Rest in peace, New York, means we should be getting out of New York expeditiously, because something bad is getting ready to happen in New York, and it's not because of this mayor. The mayor has no power. The truth of the matter is we should have got out of New York when Biden and Kamala brought all of those criminals that was released from those prisons overseas and released them into our community. That's when we should have left then, because we knew something bad was getting ready to happen and somebody was going to have to come play cleanup. When Biden and Kamala came to New York, all of the rich people down in Manhattan already started leaving. Those hotels, those expensive hotels, became shelters for the migrants. Where the rich used to stay, where the rich used to lay their head, became shelters to the migrants. And the president did that. These niggas is playing good cop, bad cop. They all going in the same direction of evil. And who becomes the casualty? You. That's who.
So the Trump administration has just sent out a very, very stark warning to all of the grocery stores in America, basically threatening them and threatening any organization that tries to offer help to food stamp recipients that may be going hungry right now. There was a document sent out this morning because apparently they're more concerned about big box grocery stores and local pantries giving things and allowing discounts for people who may otherwise not have the money, that they sent out this document stating that they could face federal repercussions and regulations if they give discounts to food stamp recipients or people who otherwise might not be able to get food. They sent out what they called a retailer's notice, saying that authorized retailers must comply with the SNAP equal treatment rule. Mind you, they're not receiving SNAP right now, so they're picking and choosing what parts of SNAP to use. We're not going to use the SNAP contingency fund for these people, but you do, as a retailer, have to still follow the guidelines, even though those SNAP benefits are not being used to put any guidelines in. It says you must offer eligible food at the same prices and on the same terms and conditions to SNAP EBT customers as other customers, except the sales tax cannot be changed on SNAP's purchases. You cannot treat SNAP EBT customers differently than any other customer. Offering discounts on services, it could be a violation to SNAP equal treatment waiver. Besides the fact that private companies can do whatever the fuck they want, I will remind you, if they're not receiving SNAP benefits, they are not beholden to your SNAP equal rights. And they really think Fox News and like all these news stations are like trying to make black people the face of this, and it's not black people. So y'all do with the information as you want, but this administration is more concerned about proving a point and keeping people hungry to the point where they're telling people do not allow certain individuals to get discounted food or donate to food pantries. It's crazy.
Interjet EV, thank you for sponsoring this war, family. Appreciate you. Get a job? What you mean get a job? Why should I have to work for the slave master? Why should I have to work for a colonizer? I don't want a job. You get a job. Getting a job is a slave mentality. And this ain't the channel for slaves, my nigga. This is the channel for free people You get a job. You belong on a plantation, my nigga. You get a job. You belong on a plantation. Give people 40 acres and a mule. They don't need a job. Give people back the land that was stolen from them. They don't need a job. Get a job. Give us back our land. The earth produces fruit. The earth produces fruit. I don't need a job if I don't want a job. There's solar panels. I shouldn't have to pay for electricity. You got a young man running around turning plastic into gasoline. I shouldn't have to pay for gasoline when the solar panels have machines to turn the plastic into gasoline. What are we talking about? Huh? Everything on this earth is free. So when you tell people to get a job, you're trying to enslave them mentally again. You go get a job. Matter of fact, you come work for me, my nigga. You come work for me because you a working nigga. And 95% of the people that work is miserable. They happy they can pay their bills, but they not enjoying their job. If you hate your job, press 1 in the comment section. If you absolutely hate your job and wish you could deck your boss dead in the face and slam him on his neck, press 1 in the comment section. If you wish that you could walk off your job and never go back, press 1 in the comment section. They're not going to release the food stamps, and now they telling these major stores they better not get caught giving you free food. They're not going to release the food stamps, and now they telling these major stores they're not going to release no food. Let's keep in mind the people that run this world, that run this country, they are arguing back and forth with each other about who's on the Epstein list. Which means that the people that runs this country are criminals. And the worst kind of criminals that there are. And they telling you that you're supposed to abide by their laws. When behind the scenes, these niggas been taking private jets to the land of evil. What are we talking about? If you're not scared, you should be. Because evil people know that you and me know the truth behind them. They know that we know the truth. We know the truth. We know what they up to. We know what they did last summer on Epstein's Island. And now that we know, that's why 50 Cent saying get out of New York. You think they're going to let us keep knowing that secret? They need us to be stupid. They need us to be asleep. They need us to be stupid. They need us to be asleep.
Everybody thinks when the mark of the beast happens, I'm just going to go live out in the land, and get away from society. Well, the government's already thought of that, dude. That's why they're spraying Roundup in the waterways. Look at Lake Caddo. Look at all these rivers and streams. Brothers, sisters, there's not going to be no land to live off of. They're using this modified weather to flood it. If they can't flood it, they're going to burn it. And then any waterway that's left, they're going to spray with Roundup. Look at Lake Caddo in Texas. That's right, in Lake Caddo, they're pumping Roundup into the water. People eat the fish out of there, so they're already killing people in Lake Caddo. But what this is all about, this is getting it to where the people who do not take the mark of the beast, you won't have no land to live off of, bro. They're going to burn it, flood it, or fill it up with glyphosate. That's right, they're putting Roundup. Our government's putting Roundup in Lake Caddo. You can Google it, and it'll literally tell you, bro. It ain't a conspiracy. They're doing this because they know the big crash comes in a couple years. They're going to do the big crash, and they're going to try to switch us over to digital currency, and then you got to take the mark. Well, guess what? There ain't going to be no woods to run to. They're going to have burned them all, flooded them all, or poisoned them all. And I'm just telling you the truth that's coming. So be ready for a shootout any day. And because that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to run from an evil government that tries to put a chip in us. I'm going to just stand my ground and shoot out. There's nowhere to run. They're in the waterways, dude. So get ready to fight. God bless y'all.
Y'all don't Nothing I say, so I gotta play the white man for you. Shout out to this brother right here that's fed up. He fed up. He angry. Because he woke up to the reality of that the elite don't have a care in the world for the poor. They don't care about us. I don't know what part y'all don't understand. Prince tried to warn us. Michael Jackson tried to warn us. When y'all get off this live, I want y'all to type in Michael Jackson Earth Song. Watch that video. I've tried to do reaction videos to Michael Jackson, that Earth Song, and my whole channel got shut down. They won't let you. All I really want to say is they don't really care about us. Kick me, kite me, Jew me, sue me. You can never do me. All I really want to say is they don't really care about us. Huh? Who was the day that Michael Jackson is talking about? He said it. What did Prince say? 2000 party over. Oops, out of time. So tonight we gonna party like it's 1999. The doomsday clock is approaching.
And like I said before, I'm not with you guys 10%, 50%. I will always be the voice for the people in Israel. I will always stand behind the country of Israel. The one and only Floyd Money Mayweather in Israel. I will always be here for you guys when you guys don't have a voice.
Now, Floyd Mayweather. Somebody help me to understand. Why would Israel, one of the strongest forces on this earth, one of the strongest places on this earth, why would they need you, Floyd Mayweather? Why would Israel need Floyd Mayweather, his voice? For who? To persuade who? Inquiring minds want to know. The Jewish community are a very powerful community. They're backed by money and they own 99% of America. So why do they need your help, Mayweather? Your people need your voice, Mayweather. Poor people in America, the middle class in America, the children in the suburbs, the children rather in the urban areas, they need your voice. The children in the penitentiary, the children in the shelters, the children in the group home, Mayweather, they need your voices. So you decide that you want to be the voice of the rich and the elite and the most powerful people on this earth, and not the voice of your people, and not the voice of your people, the people of poverty and pain. And this is your fault. Because I've been dissing celebrities since I've been born. We put people in position that come from where we come from. And when they get in position, they look down on us. Every chance Mayweather get, he's showing you that he got multiple millions and millions of dollars. And calling you broke. And yes, we are all broke to him. Everybody that comes from the ghetto where nobody is smiling, that's following Money Mayweather, need to go to his channel and unfollow him. But y'all not gonna do that. Because y'all like to watch niggas eat that ain't gonna never share the plate. Y'all like to watch niggas eat that ain't gonna never share the plate.
He just defied a court order, not one, but 2 court orders. He is now saying that he won't release any SNAP money until the government reopens. Need I remind you, currently, Argentina's population is what? 45 million folks. And they just landed $40 billion from Trump administration. Meanwhile, here at home, we got that same number, somewhere around 42 million Americans, just about the same number, who depend on SNAP, who are getting what? 0. Now let's break that down. If you split that same 40 billion across Argentina's population, that's roughly $870 per person. And if you go by household, that's thousands per family. If that money had stayed here, our own 42 million wouldn't be left hungry. Instead, we fed another nation's 45 million first. Feeding another table or foreign household while your own American kids go hungry, or that's not leadership or American first. It's downright dereliction of your oath, it's greed for your buddies, and a slap in the face for American families that either voted for you or didn't vote for you. This is the main reason why your polling numbers are sucking right about now. Truth has no party. Y'all be well.
Poor people are caught in between a rock and a hard place. Poor people are caught between a rock and a hard place. Don't tell black people in the ghetto to go get out, go get a job, like it's really that simple. But then tell the people overseas that it's okay for them to retire off of our money. That is a slap in the face. That's like your man taking your child to his side chick house and feeding his side chick kids, but not feeding your kids. How you gonna feel about that? That's like your man taking your kids to his side chick house and feeding the side chick kids, but not feeding your kids. What are we talking about? What part y'all don't understand? Stop being disloyal to your own people. Funny part about it is, you want to know what's funny about it? About most of you niggas that keep talking about go get a job. You niggas don't even have $5,000 in your bank account. Most of the people watching me right now don't even have $5,000 in their bank account. So why would you encourage somebody to get a job like you when you broke? You have a broken, you got a job and you broke, but you telling them to get a job. You have a job and you broke. You have a job and you could barely pay your bills, but you telling somebody else to go get a job. So they could be broke just like you. Getting a job is not the answer. I'm not mad at nobody that learned how to beat the system. You mad because you had to go to work. You had to take an hour to get to work. Stay on the job for 2 extra hours. You spent 10 hours on the job and then turned around and spent another hour on your way back home. By the time you get home, your wife going to bed. She tired. She done dealt with the kids and she don't want to be bothered with you. Now you got to wake up again in the morning and do the same thing over again and hope you can get a day off whenever your friends is throwing a barbecue or having an event because your boss might decide not to let you go to even your kid's birthday party. Your baby mama having a party for your own kid. You can't even go because you got to go to work. And you telling somebody else to go to work that outsmarted you. They learned how to live for free for 10 years and you hate them because they outsmarted you. They learned to tap into the system that's extorting you out of your tax money and get some of that money back, because whether you go to work or not, they still gonna take your taxes. You know why? Because you a sucker. That's why. You a herb. You a trick. And you ain't gonna do nothing but get mad at the person that learned how to master getting food stamps and sit on their ass. Now you mad at them. You's a sucker. You hating. Because most of the people that got Section 8 and welfare, they learned how to master living free. Now, there's a price that comes with that. They're going to stay on the same level in life most of their life. And most of them are comfortable with that because they don't have no wear and tear. It's just like I had an argument with a female, right? And she said something slick out of her mouth. Yeah, I was doing this. I've been doing this for years. Like, I'm sitting up there thinking, looking at Shorty like, yo, Shorty, you've been doing what? You've been in and out of the shelter. Every few years, you've been in and out of the shelter playing musical chairs. Your program lapse. You standing on welfare lines in the shelter with your kids. And if the shelter sit up there and decide to say, yo, you can't take care of kids, we're going to take them. Because that's what you just told us. When you came to the shelter and you told them that you was homeless and you applied for food stamps, you just told the government you was unworthy of taking care of your children. Me, I don't have nobody paying my bills. Not one bill. That's me and my wife. I have to do that. There's nobody, there is no help. That's money coming out of my pocket. So when you have a person that has mastered being on welfare, no disrespect for y'all, but watch your mouth. Stop comparing yourself to a person that ain't never had rent assistance. I've never had rent assistance. You cannot compare your struggle to my struggle. You had it easy. You put in paperwork. They gave you free shit. When niggas got to go out there and get it from the mud, you can never compare yourself to a nigga that had to go out and get it from the mud. Never. Never. That's the problem that I'll be having with some of you women. Bob, spiritual vision, salute, highs, much love. Thank you, family. Appreciate you. Thank you for sponsoring this war. That's the problem that I be having with females that's on welfare. I support sisters, but some of y'all be too cocky. And that's why niggas be praying for y'all downfall, because y'all be too cocky. No, you not. No, you not. You can't compare yourself to a person that went out, worked, saved their money, and went and got their first apartment. See, I'm the type of nigga like, right? Some of us is different people. I know niggas. They get into an apartment, even a house, pay the first month rent, first month security, and never pay rent again. Landlord looking at you sideways. You don't put on your best performance to get into this landlord's house. Put on the best clothes, best cologne, best resume, lying your ass off, got good credit. And as soon as you get in a house, they watching you go shopping, and every month you still owe them rent. Some people are just different. Me, you know, when I realize that I can't pay you rent, I'm moving out. I'm going to leave. Now, if I was dealing with one of these big corporations, I don't care. One of these big corporations, I don't care. But me having a landlord, and I'm a tenant, and I know I can't pay this landlord. Do you know what these landlords go through? When y'all got these programs and y'all go to regular landlords, Black, Jamaican, West Indian, y'all go to these regular landlords that live in the hood. And then y'all sit up there and y'all know that y'all can't pay this rent, and y'all tie these men. I would never. That's the difference between me and you. I would never tie up a landlord for a year or 2 years or 6 months. 6 months of owing somebody $2,500 a month. You know how to add up? The 25 added up to 5,000, the 5,000 added up to 7,500. The 7,500 jumps to 10,000. Are you crazy? California Grown, thank you, sis, for sponsoring this war. Appreciate you. Love you. I'm not doing that to nobody. A corporation, I don't care. A landlord that went out, their dream was to get a house and to have you as a tenant, as a nightmare. Anybody looking to be a landlord, be careful. Because you got people that are moving your house and tear your house up. Your house will fall apart. You'll be backed up in your mortgage. The bank looking at you crazy. And then when you finally get their nasty ass out of your house, you gotta pay for all of the repairs that they destroyed. And that month's security, pfft. Know how much it costs to get a carpenter in your house to start fixing shit? Oh, you could keep the security. What? What's that gonna pay for?
They cut $800 million, $800 billion out of Medicaid to pay for corporate tax cuts. They're telling us we can't pay for your benefits, but we can give Israel $30 billion.
Huh?
We can continue giving Ukraine all this money. They ran on Drain the Swamp. Now they're covering for Jeffrey Epstein. It is in this context, which cannot be ignored, that Tucker Carlson and people like myself and many others, Dave Smith, Jake Shields, Dan Bilzerian, others, are saying, what the hell happened to America first? We hate to interrupt this conversation between Israelis and communist Jews about how we're going to divide up America, but what the fuck about us? What about Americans? Hate to interrupt your little debate about whether we're going to give the money to Israel or whether we're going to give it to refugees and in the form of welfare reparations, but what about Americans? And it is in this context that we are being browbeaten now by shills taking $7,000 per post and foreign agents that get married in Israel, that marry Israelis, that identify as pro-Israel activists. And they are browbeating us and telling us, you hate Jews, you're obsessed with Jews, anti-Semitic tropes and canards and stereotypes. Here's a message everybody can get behind to the 2% that are holding our country hostage. It is not about you. You need to hear this message, courtesy of the 98%. It's not about you. Not everything is about you. The world does not turn on its axis around you. The world does not revolve around Israel. The world does not revolve around the Holocaust and anti-Semitic tropes. This is the United States of America, and we are done giving all of our money and all of our attention and all of our emotional bandwidth to you and your tragedies and your bitching and whining about Israel and the democracy in the Middle East and all this kind of stuff, because you know what? America's a pretty tolerant country, and you guys are doing pretty good. Jews are the wealthiest demographic in the United States. Nobody's getting cheated. You look at the top universities, and Jews are 2,000% overrepresented. They're the richest demographic per capita.
If y'all know anything about me, I always say, take the message and leave the messenger. I do not like Nick at all, but some of the things that he says is absolutely the truth. So I take the message and leave the messenger.
now the Trump administration is emailing grocery stores across the country, telling them and reminding them that they cannot give special treatment, like subtle discounts, to individuals that rely on SNAP benefits during this difficult time for many Americans. Essentially, some groceries around the country started offering discounts for SNAP and EBT eligible Americans because they simply can't afford full price groceries at a time where SNAP benefits aren't being paid out. And now the Trump administration is emailing grocery stores across the country saying if they want to keep their SNAP EBT eligibility, then they have to comply with the equal treatment rule, which prohibits grocery stores from selling products to individuals eligible for SNAP at a reduced rate. But if you think about this equal treatment rule, it's designed to prohibit grocery stores from reducing the rate of food for SNAP payments, not giving discounts for individuals when SNAP payments are unavailable. And many are now saying that this is just cruelty on behalf of the Trump administration. And now grocery stores across the country are pulling any of these discounts it was giving those eligible for SNAP and food assistance. Spread the word, follow along for all the news you need to know about.
Shout out to these content creators. Everybody has something to say, and I love people that's using their voice. You just can't remain silent to the things that's going to affect you in your everyday life. You cannot remain silent in the things that's going to affect you in your everyday life. That's why forever niggas used to be dissing me. Oh, what is he talking about? Thank you for sponsoring this war. There's a war going on outside. No man is safe from. Nigga, we've been on a battlefield. And I'm going to say this like, listen, man. I'm not co-signing this new mayor. I don't know nothing about him. I do know I seen footage with the new mayor in a gay bar. And I shook my head and said, something just ain't right. Let me tell you something. In Islam, the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, says that if you catch a man with a man, take them to the highest mountain and throw them off. What, I got to put that in subtitles or something? If you catch a nigga on Brokeback Mountain, if you catch him hanging out in Brokeback Mountain, take him to the highest mountain and throw him off. So to see a Muslim inside a gay bar, a party with gay people, shout out to the LGBTQ community, that's forbidden in Islam. So automatically, that's something, a serious offense in Islam and in Christianity. Because we're not going to play this game neither. In the Bible, the Old and the New Testament, because we're not going to play this game. You can Google it if you don't believe me. It says in the Bible, if you catch a man mounting a man or a woman mounting a woman, this is what the Bible and the Quran says. It says put them, turn their TV off. That's what it says. Whether you like it or not, the Bible says the same thing. So now when it comes to Islam, Muslims do not play that. You have no business being in a bar with men kissing men and women. You can't do that in Islam. So when I see that mayor participating in stuff like that, I know he's not who he says he is. It's impossible. Something ain't right about him. But if people want to blind follow him, knock yourself out. I don't know much about him. I heard he was a DJ. I don't know much about him. Give him a chance and see where this Illuminati puppet takes you. Give him a chance and see where this Illuminati puppet takes you. I've been telling y'all, I've been feeling it, like I see what they doing in the animosity and the hatred that they got going towards the Muslims, even though there is no worse terrorist than a white man. Since the white man has been on this earth, shout out to my white people, I love y'all. There hasn't been a year that y'all haven't been at war. That's what y'all do best. And not only do y'all go to war, but y'all win. That's why when I be listening to black people, yeah, you know what I'm saying? White people scared of us. White people scared of us. I be like, what? Who? Who you fooling? Scooby-Doo? They scared of who? Nigga, they come through your hood and turn it into Lake Lanier. All I do is rock with white boys, and I be laughing. Shout out to the 6,400 people in the building. I need everybody to write 6,400 in the building because they play with the numbers. Shout out to the 6,400 people in the building. Yeah, white people, they scared of us. You're right. Nigga, you ain't see what they did to your ancestors? You ain't see what they did to your ancestors? Yo, I be looking at some of these white boys and they be laughing because the black dudes be talking crap to them and they be cracking up. Because it's like I said in my video, right? They predicted. And I be listening to, I listen to a lot of the white people, the white content creators. And this do-rag starting to give me a headache. My hair probably all over the place. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Sweating. But niggas be like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Niggas scared of, the white boys, they be like, yo, we will come through and air your whole town out. And they will. This is something that they mastered. So I'm listening to them, right? And they saying, now, black people, we come from poverty and pain, piss and shit. We know what the struggle was all about. They said 2 weeks after the supermarket's closing, people are going to become cannibals. And I started laughing. I'm like, nigga, we used to eating syrup sandwiches. We are used to eating syrup sandwiches. I used to ask my moms, what's for dinner? She said, potluck. So I looked it up. I said, what's potluck? She said, whatever ends up in that pot. Because there was nothing in the refrigerator. Black people, we are resilient when it comes to surviving. We know what it's like to be at the bottom of the barrel. We've been there our whole life. But I'm listening to the white people say that white people are going to become cannibals after 2 weeks with no meat. And I said to myself, I could go 2 weeks without meat. But could you imagine having to fight a person that's going to eat you? Put it in the comment section. Could you imagine fighting somebody and you know if they win, they are going to turn you into a hot dog? Your kids is going to become your kids is going to become a turkey burger. Do you realize when you go to Kentucky Fried Chicken, they ask you if you want the light meat or the dark meat? Well, when them cannibals come to you and they say they want the dark meat, that means your little black kid. Because we in black families, we got light-skinned kids and dark-skinned kids in the same house. That's how we breed. They're going to come in your house and be looking at your kids. What you want, the light meat or the dark meat? Nigga, could you imagine the fear and the anger you're going to have at the same time? Because you better win or you're going to become a shish kebab. My nigga, I don't want to become a shish kebab. You're going to bake me in the oven? And in the worst part, ooh, baby, I like it raw. Ooh, baby, I like it. Some people like it raw. Some people like they steak bloody. Because you imagine somebody cutting into your thigh, talking about we ain't going to kill him. We want to keep the meat fresh. Bigger Dot, thank you for sponsoring this war. I'm just saying, people. I'm just saying. I listen to them talking about the power going out. We have to start practicing. I don't care if you go to somebody's house that has a yard. That little bit of grass, that's your camping spot. That's where you practice your survival skills. It's time, even though it might be too late, for y'all to stop looking and watching Chris Sean and Blueface. It's time for y'all to turn off Fat Joe and Jadakiss. They sending the most craftiest rappers because niggas ain't like, there's no money coming in the rap game no more. They need them niggas over here being content creators because they need them to combat niggas like me and brothers like all the brothers out there. There's too many brothers out there that's out there just waking you up and educating you, trying to keep you on a path of knowledge. These celebrities haven't taught you or shown you anything. I challenge anybody that's watching, and we got 8,100 people in the building. Shout out to the 8,100 people in the building. Shout out to the 8,100 people in the building. Are you not entertained? Stop playing. This shit right here, nigga. What the niggas say? Whose house? Say what? Niggas tried to make y'all believe that this channel was over with. Like, nah. I'm still the illest nigga in Nebraska. Yeah, we back, baby. Stop playing. Here we back, baby. Stop playing.
So let me get this straight. Trump's top officials are literally moving into U.S. military bases. Not veterans, not active duty service members, political appointees, civilian loyalists, hiding behind armed guards on federal property while calling the rest of us the threat. The Millers, yes, those Millers, Stephen and Kate, they've packed up their mansion in Virginia and moved on to a military base. And they're not alone. At least 6 senior Trump officials, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, even Trump's National Intelligence Director Tulsi Gabbard, are now living behind military gates, guarded by the same troops they spent years politicizing. They built themselves a green zone inside the Capitol. They are hoarding military housing, homes meant for generals and their families, and pushing soldiers out of their own quarters so Trump's cabinet can live like warlords in a fortress city. Trump's people now live where protests aren't allowed, where the press can't go, where the public can't even knock on the door. They call it security. But let's be real. When politicians start seeking military protection from civilians, they're not afraid of danger, they're afraid of accountability. They've turned military bases into gated communities for fascism, and they have the audacity to tell you that you're the extremist. They've taken the very people who swore to defend the Constitution and turned them into private guards for politicians who are dismantling it piece by piece. This is how every dictatorship begins. Not with a coup, but with temporary security measures that somehow never end.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? California grown. I'm gonna play it again, cause I don't think y'all was listening. Y'all might have been talking in the comment section.
So let me get this straight. Trump's top officials are literally moving into U.S. military bases. Not veterans, not active duty service.
Why are they moving into military bases? That's the question right there. Why are these politicians moving into military bases? What is getting ready to happen that we don't know? What is getting ready to take place that we don't know? That's the question. Now, mind you, whatever's going on has been in the play since Biden's been in the office. Trump is the continuation. And whoever this New York mayor is, I'm not vouching for him. But remember, all of this started before he's getting in the office. So whatever's coming, that mayor, that was a DJ. He was a DJ. This mayor was a DJ. And now he's running the most important city in the world. I don't care what you say. New York is the #1 city in the world. Why? I don't care about him being Muslim. Because no matter what anybody say, the most powerful people in the world are not the Muslim. Oh, some of them pretend to be Muslim over there in Saudi Arabia, but they the same relatives of the Rothschilds and all the rest of them. Shout out to the 10,000 people in the building. Stop playing. To my mods, anybody that's putting that word, the JEW word in my comment section, erase it. You ain't got to block the person, but erase that. Shout out to the Jewish community. Y'all not going to cancel my channel, my nigga. Shout out to the Jewish community. Y'all not going to sabotage what we built over here. Oh no. Massa good. Massa real good. Y'all niggas be knowing what y'all be doing. Don't try to hurt my channel.
So let me get this straight. Trump's top officials are literally moving into U.S. military bases. Not veterans, not active duty service members, political appointees, civilian loyalists, hiding behind armed guards on federal property while calling the rest of us the threat. The Millers, yes, those Millers, Stephen and Kate, they've packed up their mansion in Virginia and moved on to a military base. And they're not alone. At least 6 senior Trump officials, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, even Trump's National Intelligence Director Tulsi Gabbard, are now living behind military gates, guarded by the same troops they spent years politicizing. They built themselves a green zone inside the Capitol. They are hoarding military housing, homes meant for generals and their families, and pushing soldiers out of their own quarters so Trump's cabinet can live like warlords in a fortress city. Trump's people now live where protests aren't allowed, where the press can't go, where the public can't even knock on the door. They call it security. But let's be real. When politicians start seeking military protection from civilians, they're not afraid of danger, they're afraid of accountability. They've turned military bases into gated communities for fascism, and they have the audacity to tell you that you're the extremist. They've taken the very people who swore to defend the Constitution and turned them into private guards for politicians who are dismantling it piece by piece. This is how every dictatorship begins. Not with a coup, but with temporary security measures that somehow never end.
Can I ask y'all a question? Who's going to protect us? We are on the brink of World War III, famine, plague, tsunamis, starvation. Who is going to protect us? To all you sisters out there, to all you beautiful sisters out there, go get something to protect yourself. Go get something. If you somewhere where you can legally go get something to protect yourself, do it. Go get something to protect yourself, because I'm telling you, when it gets to the point where the police can't protect, and shout out to the police out there that protects the communities, the police is going to have to find themselves protecting their communities. They're not going to come into work. When there is no police to police, That's when the purge begins. There is people that are evil but don't want to go to jail. There is people that is evil but don't want to go to jail. When the time comes, you females that be disrespecting them dudes standing on the corner in front of the store, remember, he might be a little dirt bomb, but say something nice to him. No, I'm not telling you to sleep with a little dirty nigga, but make him feel like y'all cool. It's okay to give him that. Like, nah, you know what I mean? I'm in the guard right now. A lot of the nigga. I'm in the guard right now. You know, I'm reading the Bible. A lot of the nigga, but give him that. Because some of them niggas you clowning on that corner, they gonna protect you when something hit the fan. Stop dissing these niggas. Don't be that female when you walk by him, he sit up there like, I hate that chick. All he looking for you to do is to acknowledge him. He know he ain't never getting the buns, but it's okay to speak. But at the same time, don't be too friendly neither. If you come from the hood, you know how to play. Who's going to protect us? The question, the answer to that question is we going to protect us. We going to protect us. That's why listening to this brother, I got to play him again. Listen to what he said.
Everybody thinks when the mark of the beast happens, I'm just going to go live out in the land, you know, and get away from society. Well, the government's already thought of that, dude. That's why they're spraying Roundup in the waterways. Look at Lake Caddo. Look at all these rivers and streams. Brothers, sisters, there's not going to be no land to live off of. They're using this modified weather to flood up everywhere, and if they can't flood it, they're going to burn it. And then any waterway that's left, they're going to spray with Roundup. Look at Lake Caddo in Texas. That's right, in Lake Caddo, they're pumping Roundup into the water. People eat the fish out of there, so they're already killing people in Lake Caddo. But what this is all about, this is getting it to where the people who do not take the mark of the beast, you won't have no land to live off of, bro. They're going to burn it, flood it, or fill it up with glyphosate. That's right, they're putting Roundup. Our government's putting Roundup in Lake Caddo. You can Google it, and it'll literally tell you, bro. It ain't a conspiracy. They're doing this because they know the big crash comes in a couple years. They're going to do the big crash.
Hold up. I want y'all to notice that they just took 5,000 people out of this live. We went up to almost 13,000. They just took 5,000 people out of this live just that fast while we watching. So whoever wasn't on their job, I just want y'all to pay attention to this because and my lawyers will be dealing with this.
And they're going to try to switch us over to digital currency, and then you got to take the mark. Well, guess what? There ain't going to be no woods to run to. They're going to have burned them all, flooded them all, or poisoned them all by then. I'm just telling you the truth that's coming, so be ready for a shootout any day, and because that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to run from the evil government that tries to put a chip in us. I'm going to just stand my ground and shoot out. There's nowhere to run. They poisoned the waterways, dude. So get ready to fight. God bless y'all.
You got on one hand, you got them telling you that the politicians is running behind the military, and on the other hand, you got these white boys telling you, listen, man, you think you're gonna recruit? Do y'all know? Oh, that's right. I might not have actually did that topic, but Canada is fining the people $25,000 for going into the woods. If you get caught going into nature, God's green earth in Canada, you can be fined $25,000. Somebody don't want us to survive. If you go into the wilderness in Canada, you'll be fined $25,000. Damn, we went from 12,000 people in this attendance and they pulled us all the way down to 4,000 in less than 2 minutes. Like, come on, YouTube, stop playing, my nigga. Y'all don't think we see what y'all doing?
You know that white pointy hat group that was founded in 1865, the one that's 160 years old, and in all of that time, the United States never once labeled it a terrorist organization? A group that lynched, burned, bombed, and terrorized Black Americans for generations. They not only avoided the label of terrorists, but also for decades operated as a nonprofit, tax exempt, under the protection of the same government whose citizens they murdered. So to be clear, you can be brown, Muslim, or even just have the wrong name, and you're viable to be put on a watch list. And the system will brand you as a threat in seconds. Apparently, also, if you say that fascism is bad, you're on a list. But the pointy white hat crew, they can march in daylight. They can host rallies. They're protected by free speech. So when people talk about law and order or who the real terrorists are, remember who's been allowed to actually terrorize this country without consequence. Maybe the issue isn't that America can't identify terrorists. Maybe the issue is who America chooses to protect from that definition. Because if the pointy white hats still aren't on that damn list, then the problem is not national security, it's national hypocrisy.
April, thank you for sponsoring this war. Appreciate you, sister. That's why I tell y'all definitely gotta, everybody that's out there watching me, man, please join my Patreon. If my mods can put the link to my Patreon, patreon.com, in the comment section. My Rumble is on HASSAN 14. I don't know why it's HASSAN 14 because that's not what I put. My Rumble, put all my links in the comment section, because the reality of it is that I'm glad whoever it is that's behind the scene that's playing with the channel, the world is watching. And I guarantee you, if they let 13,000 people in attendance in this live, I guarantee you we had way more people than what they showing. So we still one of them forces. And I got to take the time out to thank, you guys that's watching, even you haters, even the haters that's watching me throughout the years. Y'all been faithful. Y'all ain't never went nowhere. Y'all still here. Are you not entertained? And I'm elated because I realize who I am and the level that you, the people, and God Almighty put me on. I wouldn't be shit without y'all. And I gotta love y'all for that. And that's why I can't change and not be me. I always have to be me. I can't be nobody else. KK47, what's good, my dude? I definitely can't wait to link up with KK47 because I got some things that I really, really need you to help me with. And I'm a little behind in doing those things. It's a lot going on in the world. My job is to keep y'all updated.
The UAE is funding and arming genocide in Sudan so they can steal the country's resources. Specifically, it's crude. Because let's not forget, this is what Sudan looked like in 1970 before it was pillaged for its resources. And this is what the UAE looked like. And after decades of war and stealing gold, this is what it looks like now. The UAE is the largest importer of Sudanese gold, smuggling in roughly 90% of Sudanese gold exports. And the UAE now has the world's largest gold markets despite having no gold mines of its own. It steals all of that gold from Sudan by arming and funding the RSF. The RSF controls or participates in gold mining operations in areas of Sudan like Darfur and Kordofan, areas that they had just recently attacked and killed civilians in, by the way. So the majority of their cash flow comes from gold. That extracted gold then moves out of Sudan into largely informal smuggling channels, where it eventually makes its way to the UAE to be imported, refined, traded, and monetized. That monetization then comes back to the RSF in the form of funding and weaponry. The UAE is literally buying that gold in blood. And for the UAE, this helped them become a large gold trade hub. They essentially began benefiting from large flows of incoming gold from Sudan, which strengthened its position in the global gold market despite having zero gold mines itself. The entire image of Dubai wealth, Dubai luxury is stolen from Sudan. The UAE is built on the backs of genocide, war crimes, slave labor, and theft.
So we have some very disturbing news. Donald Trump is now threatening war with Nigeria. So not only are we getting ready and amping up for war with Venezuela and Colombia and to dominate the Caribbean and southern half of the Americas, but now we're going to go to war with Nigeria. And the claim here is to protect Christians against Islamic terrorist extremists. Now, there are some very serious issues, and if you know anything about Nigeria, it is half Christian and half Muslim. The northern part is Muslim, the southern part is Christian. And both sides have committed atrocities against each other, which go against each other's religions, by the way. And yet, there is no call from the President of the United States to protect the Muslims who are under attack, having their mosques burned, their women kidnapped, and, you know, having bad things done to them by Christian Sudanese or Nigerian men. Sorry, there's a whole thing going on with Sudan too. But there's no mention of that. Instead, it's the government of Nigeria. Remember, Nigeria is the biggest oil repository in Africa. That if they don't get things in line, that Donald Trump's going to send in the forces, and it'll be brutal, and it'll be swift, and it'll be effective. So yeah, here we go. The president of peace interfering with other people's politics and security concerns. And I guarantee you it's not because he cares about the Christians, especially being that they're black African Christians. It is all because Nigeria happens to control the largest oil repository in Africa. Follow along for more and check out our Substack. Link is in the bio.
You know what kills me? Is you ignorant demons in the comment section telling a nigga that's 49 years old, I'm months away from, months away from, I don't know how many months, from being 50 years old, and you telling me that I'm aging. Shut up. Go stand your retarded, your spitball shooting ass in the corner, because you the one in the class that's the class clown that constantly play in the back of the class that doesn't learn. You are the nigga that 50 Cent was talking to when he said, get your beer and get on the curb because you ain't gonna never amount to be nothing. That's you. Because some of these people that's speaking on my platform, the things that they're saying is like, wow, it's supposed to spark deep conversation. And you talking about how old I look. My dick look young in your mama's mouth. Mama, get your bitch ass out of my comment section. Talking about a nigga that's 50 years old looking 50. Shut up. Are you kidding me? I let the grays grow in. I don't be dyeing it. You know, I've been cutting this off, looking young and smooth. No, I'm letting the grays come out. It's okay to look like a grown man. It's okay not to go overseas and have them injecting your ass cheeks with all types of silicone and stuff like that because you got low self-esteem. It's okay to grow old. It is okay to grow old. It is a blessing, especially coming from where I come from. You know how many shootouts I've been in? I think because y'all listen to the narrative, like, do you know how many shootouts? I mean, y'all seen me get shot? Going back to Bronx River. It's funny because me and Terrence was on the phone the other day, right? I know I probably should be mentioning Terrence's name, but me and Terrence was on the phone, right? This is one of my brothers that just did 25 years in jail for murder. And we was laughing because at one point in time when we was in the streets, we were selling drugs. I was extorting the whole Bronx River. A few people, you know, they was good. I ain't got to say the names of the niggas that was good. Niggas that was good, they knew who they was. Like once upon a time when X was my nigga, now I smack that nigga teeth out of his mouth and tell him, write him in that penitentiary and say, if I ever get locked up and we end up in the same jail, I'm gonna slap the shit out of him. I was never scared of X, my nigga. So now the whole, y'all could talk. X never scared me. Not me, he didn't play with me. He came to get me when he got beef. That's what he did. When he had beef, he came and got me. But anyway, me and Terrence was sitting up there talking about how we was robbing niggas, and one specific dude, yo, it's crazy because we didn't even have to do nothing to the nigga. We ran down on him because we heard what he had in the house, and we made him go in the house and go get everything he had out of the house. And when I looked at that duffel bag, the nigga had a SK and an AK in the bag. He didn't come out the building blazing because he knew we was going to tear him up. But he could have tore us up. Nigga had an SK and an AK in that duffel bag. I ain't mentioning no more names. He know who we is. And me and the nigga tell us, we was just laughing like, yo, yeah. Yeah. No matter what people, listen, man. When you watch that movie with that dude that said, I got a special set of skills. When his daughter got kidnapped, I might be old, but I got a special set of skills. And when I get with your mother, she ain't going to be talking about how old I am. I'm going to show her all the skills that I got when I tie your mama into a pencil. Now get your punk ass out of my comment section. That's what you do. Taken. I love Taken. The first one is a classic. The first one is all the way a classic. Like, come on, stop. I got some special skills. I will tie your mama into a pretzel. You know we gotta laugh sometimes. Gotta laugh sometimes. But I'm gonna be real with y'all. Dealing with these topics, sometimes they make a nigga just have to lay down. You can't even take it. It's too much. It's too much. When you actually love your people and you actually see, we like a person in a car doing 120 miles an hour that fell asleep. We are equivalent to a person that's driving in a car doing 120 miles that fell asleep. The black community is a car accident waiting to happen. And see, some of y'all feel like y'all safe. Well, I ain't worried about it. I'm good. I know, until you have to go to your nephew's funeral, until you got to go to your niece's funeral, until you have to bury your mother. No, you're not good. Because if your family ain't good, how could you be good? If your family is not good, into what was next to come, you will find yourself at a funeral with the pastor lying his ass off, acting like everything is going to be all right when it's not, and the family sitting up there crying and boo-hooing, wishing that we would have got together a little bit more in this life while the person was alive instead of being dead. Because the biggest party that you're going to ever get is when you're going to end up in that grave. The biggest celebration you will ever have, you will be there, but you will not be there. You will be in that box. You will not be attending, but you will be attending. You will not be able to celebrate. Your biggest event is going to be that grave. You can't sit up there and think that you're going to be good while your family is doing bad. Because if you could do good while your family is doing bad, then you're evil. The biggest mistake that we made as a people was trying to be independent. The biggest mistake that we made as a people was being independent. And see, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, right? Because some of y'all don't study how I study. I study life. I don't want to read none of the books that you niggas read, because all those books on history that y'all read, throw them in the garbage. They're lies. All of the books that y'all read on history were lies. And that's why a lot of niggas don't like to talk to me. Because when you try to quote, oh, I read this book, I don't want to hear about the book. Now you're trying to indoctrinate, and I ain't talking about religion. I'm talking about those books that you was taught in school. You let the colonizer educate you. You actually paid to go to the academy of the colonizer and read books out of there. Lie, bury. See how they connect the words? Lie were buried. This is where the lies were buried. And then you go open up that book of lies and you feel like you special. You know something that everybody else don't know, which is a lie. I say it again. One of the biggest lies they ever told you is that you came from Africa. Nigga, we don't look like them. And shout out to my African brothers and sisters out there. But we do not look alike. We are not the same. We are not from there. But we all together are powerful people. H2O Leaf just tapped in. Appreciate you, OG from Boston. Dog Soldier, the people's champ. Thank you, family. Appreciate you.
If Zohron Mamdani wins the election, Donald Trump will take over New York City. He will be President Trump and Mayor Trump. What? He has already said as much. He will say, because it'll be the perfect excuse for the president to do what he wants to do, which is seize power and control over New York City, the greatest city in the country, if not the globe. And he will say, this person is a threat to public safety. He's 33 years old. He's never had a job. He's anti-police, anti-business, anti-Semitic. I have to come in to protect New Yorkers. And on what would be Mayor Mamdani's election inaugural day, you will see tanks coming down Fifth Avenue with Donald Trump taking a selfie in front of Trump Tower. And it will be mayhem.
Is that fear-mongering, or is that how realistic do you think that is?
It is what President Trump said he will do, and it is what makes total sense for him to do. He sends National Guard into cities. Why? Because he's making a political point. These Democrats don't know how to run these cities, and they endanger people. And it takes me, Donald Trump, to send in the federal troops to clean up the mess these Democratic lunatics are creating. That's what the National Guard is about. They're not really there for any other purpose. It's a political power play. When I was governor, he sent them into 20 cities. He then said, I'm going to send them into New York. I called him up. We had a conversation. He never sent them into New York. He needs an excuse, a rationale, a raison d'etre to send them someplace. Portland gave it to him. Chicago gave it to him. LA gave it to him. When I was governor, he didn't have it. He is a very tough customer, and you have to be equally as tough, or he will roll over you.
This is coming from a mayor. This is coming from, or rather, what was that, Governor Cuomo? I want to play something for y'all real quick. When I listen, they try to paint a picture of black people and make us look like savages. But there's something about us. Yo, y'all not even ready for this one. I'm going to catch y'all left field with this. This is why they're trying to silence our voice. Did you hear that angelic voice? The passion, the fire, the flames. That shit gave me goosebumps.